Hello, plannerets. Now, if your head feels full and you're already thinking about everything that needs to get done, take a breath. You're in the right place. Sometimes we carry so many little tasks and thoughts that it all blends together. Now, a brain dump is how we are going to untangle it. We'll slow things down, get it all on paper, and by the end of this live stream, you are going to feel lighter and clearer about what matters this month. So, grab your pen, your planner, or a notebook, and let's do this together. Let's go. Now, before we jump in, I want to say hello to those in the live chat today. Let me know where you are tuning in from. And of course, if you are new here to my channel, type new so then I and my plannerets can welcome you with open arms. And of course, if you are catching this on the replay, make sure to drop a quick hello in the comments because I'd love to know where you are tuning in from as well. So let us check the chat right now. So we have Cindy. I saw Cindy. Hello, Marianne and Plannerets. Woo, look at my comments. What's going on here? Let's just play with this for a little bit. Make sure we get... Ooh, this is a huge comment. Let's have a look. Whoop. Len, I did see Lisa as well. Hello, Lisa. Hello, everyone. And then let's go fix this. This is what happens when you go live. I think they say everything happens, live happens. That's it. So let me just, if you bear with me, I'm just going to make sure we have edit the background. Let's do none. Let's see if this will work. Who else is here? I did see Brenda. Where are you, Brenda? Hello, hello. There she is. Hello, nice to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for joining. Star Kissed. Hello, everyone. Sending hugs. Now, Star Kissed. I am confused sometimes because, of course, it is 11 o'clock in the morning here on a Sunday in Sydney, Australia. Star Kissed, is that you, Victoria? I always get confused. Please let me know. Thank you, Erica. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I set the alarm from the email notification. Yes, I know that tomorrow, I think, or maybe, yes, for those in the US, November 2nd, I think your daylight savings changes again. And I think for my Monday live stream, your Sunday, I'm going to be an hour from where the time is now. So please make sure if you are going to tune in tomorrow's plan with me live stream, click the notify button because then that time is for your time zone. Okay, really, really important. I love it. Laura, hello, nice to see you. My favorite notification. I love it. Okay, did I miss anyone? Please let me know. Everyone, I got Lisa, everybody, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining. And remember, if you're also watching on the replay, type team replay and let me know how you are going. Look, as we say goodbye to October, I know for many of us it wasn't the easiest of the month. It certainly wasn't for me either. Now, on the 31st of October, sadly, my brother-in-law passed away after a long illness. So today I want to take a moment to gently let October go and welcome November with a little bit more grace and kindness. And a brain dump is going to help us do that. It's a way to stop all the thoughts from circling in our heads, the to-dos, the worries, the emotions, and give them somewhere to land. And if what comes out today leans more towards the feelings than tasks, that is completely okay. All right, we can acknowledge them, and then when you're ready, spend some time later being intentional about how to care for those feelings. But for today's session, we'll focus on the practical side, the tasks and to-dos for the week ahead, so then that way our mind has space to breathe again. Okay, so really important. Yes, it's past bedtime for me. Why I'm always missing it. So hopefully that we can go and keep you company. And so hopefully, I'm not sure what's going on with my comments, but that's okay. we'll go along with it. Okay. So for those of you that are new here and have not done a brain dump session with me, you're probably asking, you know, why do the brain dump? I can just keep it in my head, try and remember everything, and then just go as I, am normally am going. So here's what you'll get from today's session. Okay. One, you're going to get clarity. Everything that's been sitting in your head now will have a place on paper, which is really important. It's better out than in, okay? From Shrek, I think Shrek said that. All right. Number two, you're going to get direction when you do a brain dump. You'll see what truly needs your attention and what can wait, because a lot of the times we think all the things on our to-do list are important and they're all urgent and we all got to get it done today. No, we only focus on the things that matter in the moment. And what will also a brain dump will give you space, okay? Because life always brings surprises and we need room for them. So we cannot plan everything ahead. So we have to make sure that when we brain dump, we allow space in our brain to let those things that will come up, later on, emergencies, out of the blue stuff. Okay, so by the end, you'll have a clearer mind, a lighter heart, and a plan that you can actually follow without being stretched too thin. So, are you ready? If you are, make sure to type yes in the comment section. Let me quickly have a look. Who else is here? Laura, I send you and your family a lot of love and light for this moment. Thank you so much, Laura. Yeah, very, very sad indeed. Hello, Tracy. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Laura says, I printed a pocket-sized brain dump guide. Thank you so much. That is a brilliant idea. I think one time I created a little credit card size. I might see if I can make something like that. Pop it in your wallet or in the pocket of your planner. That's really good. I love it. Everybody saying hello to everyone. Melinda, nice to see you. Kia ora. Hi, everyone. Love my brain dump. I appreciate you all being here. All right. So for those of you who may not know, I do have a free printable guide called the Calm and Clear Starter Kit. So let me pop that in the chat right now. So for those of you who have not downloaded this yet, in it you'll get the brain dump guide just like you see right here. So then if I'm not around, you can follow a nice step-by-step guide. There is also a brain dump trigger list. So if you go, oh, I don't know what to brain dump. I've got lots of stuff in my head, but I don't know what to write down. There is also a brain dump guide there. Plus, there is a free printable that you can get everything out of your head and down on paper. So it is a grid note paper that's blank and you can be messy on it. Doesn't have to be, perfect. So what we'll do today is, as you can see, I've got my brain dump guide right here. And then I've got my brain dump trigger list to see, is there anything else that I need to squeeze out of my brain and get it down on paper? The November monthly cover page is also a freebie. I'm not sure if that's already in the description, but if you are a subscriber to my weekly email newsletter, you would have received this. That is why it's so important to subscribe to my emails, because I give some freebies away. And so this is the brain dump guide that we will use. So as you can see, it is grid. So then for those of you who want to make sure your writing is nice and straight, because I know sometimes without a guide, I go, ooh, it gets lopsided. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 10-minute timer on the screen. I see Brenda is ready. Yes, ready. Tracy is ready. I love it. So I'll put a 10-minute timer on the screen. Your only job is to write everything down. And so grab your brain dump, a blank page on your notebook or in your planner, and then in there, what I want you to do is just get everything out of your head and down on paper, okay? No filtering, no judging, just get it out. You can swear, you can be frustrated, you can not be grammatically correct. Even if you write the same thing again and again, that's probably an indication that's been on your mind for a while. So don't stop it. Let it flow, all right? Probably a copyright strike there, but really important. So I am going to use my Pilot Friction Way erasable pen in the beautiful turquoise color. So then that way that adds a little bit of pop. Even though, you know, I'm brain dumping and I can be messy, we still can be very colorful. So everything down, out of your head, down on paper, 10 minutes. Now, here's the thing. If you need more than 10 minutes, of course, you can keep going, or you can go and, follow along the guide and then come back. Here's the thing though, if you finish before the 10 minutes, I want you to not go on your phone, not do anything else, not be distracted, and just sit there and with your mind, if it's emptied already, then just have a rest. This is your time. This is your kindness and grace and permission to take a break, okay? So let us go. 10 minutes on the timer right now. How do you feel? Did that feel good? Let me know in the chat who got a lot of things out of their head, who needs a little bit more time. Do you feel lighter, clearer, maybe a little bit calmer than now that everything's out of your head or most things are out of your head? Make sure to let me know in the chat. And of course, is this your first time brain dumping with me? I'd love to know as well because we always love welcoming in new plannerettes here. So I love that everyone was ready. Hello, Celia. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I'm a little late. Never too late. You're just in time because wherever we are in the moment that's where we need to be. Okay, so something else took a higher priority or something else mattered before coming on live, and we have to be okay with that. I think sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves. So, of course, I know for me, I'm one of these that don't like being late, but I am okay to, if and when I do be late once in a while, that look, something must have happened beforehand. So I appreciate you being here with me today. Okay, so there's my brain dump. Now, what I've found as I've started brain dump more and more, that I'm keeping a lot of stuff in my head. So week in, week out, when you start to practice brain dumping on a regular and consistent basis, you're not going to feel as overwhelmed. Why? Because your brain is going to start trusting you that, look, we don't have to cling on to it because we know at least once a week, whether it's the end of the week or the beginning of the week, Marianne or whoever you are is going to give us the opportunity to release it, put it down on paper so then it is noted. We won't forget it. We can always flip back to our brain dump page, okay? So Melinda says, got a little bit more, got a bit more out. Excellent. Yep, just squeeze it. And sometimes we think we've written everything and then we go, oh yeah, I remember that one. let's try and do that. Okay, so now it is time to categorize. So this is the part that I discovered myself after, I think this is my really doing it in this form, in this step by step for the last 5-6 months, because in the past I used to just brain dump, which is fantastic on its own. Just get everything out of your head. At least you have it down on paper so you can always flip back. But what happens is a lot of us, I know for me, was I used the brain dump page as my to-do list. So everything's out of my head, but down on paper, but it is still all jumbled up on the page. It is important that we categorize it so then we know what's important and what matters in the moment. Because I don't know about you, the old to-do list I used to make, lots of lists, lots of post-it notes, one page here, another to-do list over there. It was just overwhelming. So what we're going to do one by one is we are going to categorize the things we wrote down. Now, especially if you are new here, I'm going to go through each category with you. But like I said, you do have the brain dump guide. So it is step 3 of the guide if you're following along and you have it printed out in front of you. So what's the first category we're going to do? What's for today and tomorrow? Now, for those of you that's already into your evening, what will be for your next day, tomorrow, and the following day? Okay, so if you still got a few more hours before you go to bed, what is going to be for today and tomorrow? So I want you to go through your list, circle or highlight the things you need to do, you need to review, you need to keep on top of mind, and maybe pop in your daily planner for today and tomorrow. Now, in the brain dump guide, I have given you a color code guide. You can make up your own. So if you have favorite colors and markers that you want to use for your own categories, use that, because I want you to make it sense for you. So for me, green, it's like go. So it's like, oh, I got to do that now and tomorrow. So for me, green, what is for today and tomorrow? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a timer on the screen, 1 minute, for you to just go through very quickly today and tomorrow. Okay, so don't think too much of it. And then if you can, Just go, I'm having quite a bit of stuff for today and tomorrow. This is going to start helping you prioritize. Because if you're like me in the past, everything's important, everything is urgent. I need to do everything today or tomorrow. But that is where our overwhelm and stress can come in, because we think, oh, I've written it down in my planner and now I didn't do it. Oh no, I've failed. Okay. So let's quickly have a look at the what Melinda had said here. I find that by putting a time frame onto things get done, and if I keep writing it down, I can look at it, and if I want to do it exactly. So really important that we just take the time to categorize. Hi Celia, I love it. Okay, so 1 minute. I'm going to use my green marker. So this is the zebra mild liner. I'm going to use the fine tip end to circle mine. You can use the chiseled end for yours if you want to highlight it. Up to you, whatever makes sense and however your brain works. All right, so 1 minute, let us go. Okay, that is mine. So it looks like there's a lot, but a lot of them I'm actually, remember, the green is today and tomorrow. So you're going to split this category into two once we start noting down our to do for the week. Okay, so don't worry too much. It's like, oh my God, I've got a lot of things to do for tomorrow. It's okay. We're not sorting things out yet. We're not planning what day to do them. We're just categorizing the immediate stuff. So the next thing I want you to do, so for me, it is blue is the category I'm going to use, or the color that I'm going to use for this week's priorities. Okay, so what do you need to get done for the rest of the week? Okay, so for you, that could be the next 7 days, or where, if you're starting, what day are you? Most of you are on Saturday. I'm on my Sunday. So what do you need to look at for or complete, review, reference? Doesn't mean you got to complete it all and do it all, but that you need to look into, right, for the rest of the week. So for me, I'm using blue marker, and then I'm going to circle the other things that I would like to do between now, Sunday, to Saturday. So for me, that's the week, because then I'll do another brain dump the following Sunday. Okay, so another 1 minute on the timer or on the screen for you to look at what you need to do for the rest of the week. Let's have a look at what Erica says. I almost had nothing for today. Lol, that kind of shocked me. You know why? Because you are prioritizing. It's like, as in, that's it for me today. I'm going to have the rest of the day as rest. I love that, because this is a great way for us to now go and see that, hmm, okay, actually, some of those stuff can wait. I love that. Ika, I hope I'm saying your name. Hello from Mexico. What happened with subtitles in Spanish, please? No subtitles during live stream, I think, because then YouTube cannot transcribe yet. So I think the subtitles are once the live stream has been processed by YouTube, because it's got to read what I say, transcribe my speaking words, and then in English, and then transcribe it. So I hope that helps. Hello, MG and Celia, and I love it. All right, so what have we got? So we're looking at this week's priorities. Okay, so blue marker, 1 minute on the timer. Let's go. Okay, I've got a few stuff for the week. I love what's coming up in the chat. Tracy says, I'm giving myself grace today. Didn't do anything, but tomorrow is a different story. See, this is all right because tomorrow, hopefully, you're going to have a nice rest. So even if your next day, you're going to have a lot of things, that is why it's so important, just like Tracy is doing, giving yourself some grace and resting and resetting. And what that does is, it's if you are feeling overwhelmed or stressed or anxious thoughts, you are in a survival mode. Your amygdala has kicked in. It's going, look, all we're going to do is survive, fight, flight, or freeze. This is, of course, if you're overwhelmed with your task and to do. When you rest and reset, it goes, there's nothing to worry about. There's no stress. We can manage. So then, if and when your tomorrow's task is a lot, you are in a better position because then your cognitive thinking or your decision making part of your brain switches back on because it doesn't have to fight or flight or freeze. It goes, oh, okay. And things that you would not otherwise know what to do with when you are, in an overwhelmed state, suddenly goes, oh, you can make decisions just like that. Okay, I love that. And everybody is saying hello to everyone. You're so welcome, Aika. So hopefully that helped, because I know the YouTube can now dub, my English speaking words or other languages, but I think it needs to process it. So hopefully that helped you out. Okay, so what is next in our steps? Okay, so for like me, I still have quite a few things that I took out of my head and down on paper, and I need to categorize those. So then when I flip back to this page, I can then go and say, all right, does that matter for the next week? No, but when would I like to do it? So in your brain dump guide, the next one is purple. Okay, so purple is monthly tasks and deadlines. So out of the things you wrote down, what are the things you would like to look into for the month of November? Or if you are watching this later on in the month, so halfway through, what's the things you would like to look at for the next 30 days? So giving yourself the time frame allows you to sort things. So all we're doing here, so the analogy that I like to use, for those of you that know me, I love my analogies. Brain dumping is like you taking everything out of your dryer or out of the washing line and putting it into your laundry basket. Okay, you've taken things off the dryer, it's all in one basket. Ta-da. Okay, so now what we're doing, categorizing, is we're just sorting it. We're not putting anything away yet. We're just sorting the socks together, the underwear, the boys' clothes, my clothes, linen, towels, tea towels. That is essentially what we're doing. See how it's still, if wherever you dump your laundry, if it's on the bed or if like me on our dining table, what you've done is you've just dumped, brain dump, the laundry. This is our analogy, the laundry out of the dryer, the clothesline, onto one space, so then you can categorize. That is all we're doing at the moment. We're just categorizing. So if you're like me, who's a visual thinker, hope that helps with the visualizing what a brain dump is all about. Hello, Elle. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. There we go. I almost missed this. I hope to. You're looking so cute in your recent photo on Instagram. I love it. Looking glowing and very, very happy. I love it. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. Love seeing everyone. Isn't it great? I love seeing all the wonderful names. Celia says, I may have missed this, but how often do you do a brain dump? Weekly. So here on YouTube, I do it once a month. The first Sunday, my Sunday, because it's Sydney, Australia, first Sunday of each month. On my Plannerettes Inner Circle membership, which at the moment I have held off opening to the public, we do it on a weekly basis because it's important to do it regularly. So that is why I have provided the brain dump guide. So all you do is watch some of the replays and just do it like as if we're together live. But that is why I have the brain dump guide. Doing it on a regular basis, whether at the end of your week, the beginning of your week, it's just like a reset. Okay, just the way you got to vacuum the floor on a regular basis, we got to clean out that brain, because our brain is not meant as a storage system. It's for processing, it's for creative thinking. And a lot of the times we hold on, we cause ourselves stress or overwhelm when we hold on to things. It's like, oh, got to remember, got to visit the doctor, got to get the kids, birthdays, da 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 da, right? So when the brain is opening to an open loop, that is, it hasn't closed it yet, it hangs on to it. And so now it's putting a strain on your brain. Okay, so we gotta let it out. We gotta dump it once a week or on a regular basis. So if once a week is too much for you, every second week, whatever fits your season, whatever fits your mood. So I highly recommend doing it once a week if and when you are feeling overwhelmed. It's just part of the things that you do on a weekly basis. So that hope that helps. Glad to see you too, Elle. Let's have a look. MG, hello. Listing everything to be done is so important. When I feel like I have nothing, don't want to do anything, listing makes me come up with things I can do because there's so much in my mind. Exactly. And a lot of times when we have a lot of things to do as well, the overwhelm comes in, not so much not knowing what to do, but it's we haven't broken it down into small actionable tasks. So that's another planning strategy that I use when we break things down on a projects. So instead of going maintain the car, we break it down into the tiniest actionable steps. Okay, I love it. um, so true, Marianne. I love it. So true, Marianne. Oh, this one. Are you being all shy? Are you being all shy? Yes, looking good, Elle. So true, Marianne. Such a simple but hugely de-stressing. Even if you aren't going to do it, just get it out on paper. Yeah. So sometimes if the only thing you can do is dump it on paper and not categorize and just going, I am spent, I've had enough, I don't want to do it anymore, brain dumping is still a wonderful step, because it's just like closing all the tabs on your computer. You know how when you open so many tabs and then things slow down and then you've got that whirling circle in the middle of your computer? That is what's happening to your brain when you have too many tabs open, or if you are holding on to things in there rather than on paper. At least if it's on paper, right, you can go back. Your brain will now go, hey, we wrote that down somewhere. Where was it? Where was it? And then it goes, okay, whew, I can relax. Marianne wrote it down, and she'll, when she does her weekly updates, just like this, I know that she'll remember, so I don't have to hold on to it. Okay. Yes, I agree. MG. I love this. I love that you are all letting it all out. See, this is what it's really important when we do these things together. We don't feel alone. We don't feel like, oh, I don't want to do it, or it's like this is too hard, or it helps being in part of a community like this. It moves us all together to do the best we can for ourselves. So Erica says, I used to do mine Sunday, but I moved it to Fridays. If I couldn't do Marianne speak well. If I couldn't do much personal stuff in the week, I catch up on the weekend and don't feel as rushed Sunday night before the work week. Yes, wonderful little point there, Erica, that do it when it's possible for you. Now, for me, it's Sunday because I like Saturday, sort of like my day off, and Friday and Thursday, Friday, I sort of like, take the foot off the gas and just relax. So, of course, if you want to do it on a Friday, just like Erica, watch some of my replays, okay? Keep you company. Plus, if I had a cruddy week, then I journal out the yuckiness and try not to let it affect my weekend. Love that, even better. So, if you're carrying stuff from the week to your weekend, let it out. Brain dumping isn't just about your tasks and to-dos. It's also about, feelings and emotion. My page is full between work, personal, and now Thanksgiving. Too much going on, but that's okay because we are going to categorize it just like we're sorting our laundry, putting things in. So even though you have a lot, what you're going to do is let's focus on for the things for today and tomorrow first, because we know we've written it down, we've got everything sorted, we've got things that's for next week. This is where the calm will come in, because if we stress out trying to want to do everything right now or hold on to the things that we need to do, this is going to flick on that switch, the fight, flight, or freeze part of our brain, the amygdala, and then it stresses out, and it'll just shut down the decision making part. Okay, I love it. I love it. Okay, so where are we, everybody? So we have done uh, the things for today and tomorrow, which is green. Blue is things we'd like to do for the week. Let us now look at purple. I think did we do purple already? No, I think we went into the chat. So purple for me is things I'd like to do for the next 30 days or for the month of November. All right. So these are the things that it's not important right now. It matters, but it's not urgent. We can look at it not this week, but the following week. Okay. So look at the things that you have written down and our circle highlight the things you would like to action for the rest of the month. So for me, I'm doing purple. Okay, so 1 minute timer again on the screen. So let's do it right now. Excellent. Now, of course, if you are enjoying this brain dump so far and learning about why it's important to brain dump things in our head down on paper and what categorizing means for you, make sure to hit that like button, because it really does help my channel. And everyone wants to be liked, and so I love seeing that thumbs up button getting highlighted, so it's really important. Now, I did forget to highlight MG. Hello, yes, you made it to a live. Thank you so much. Is this your first time on a live ever? If so, well, welcome. I just wanted to acknowledge you being here, because sometimes when the chat goes too quickly, sometimes I miss things. So I did see that. Thank you so much for being here. I love it. I love it. Okay, so yes, please, of course, the other thing is, if you do have other planner friends, make sure to share this with them as well, because sometimes we've heard all of these stuff before. Do a brain dump, categorize, prioritize. But what was missing for me in particular, I knew these steps, but I didn't know the reason why it's important to do them in the order that we're doing them. All I did was I actually used my brain dump as my to-do list. I went off that. So let's just pretend that wasn't categorized. So then I'd go, which one should I do next? Which one? And that could be the same for your own to-do list. So if you've just got a long to-do list, you've got post-it notes, you've got 1 page, 2 pages in this planner, in that planner, of course you're going to get overwhelmed. So which is really the last thing we want, because there's already so many things in our lives that's going on that's going to cause us some overwhelm. So we do not want to put that extra pressure on us. And if you're like me, I'm my biggest, pressure cooker. So I'm slowly learning to be kinder, to give myself more grace and compassion. Now, of course, if you are categorizing your brain dump, if you need more time to highlight things for today, tomorrow, and for the rest of the week or the month, you can do so. You can go back and make sure to do that. But sometimes having a 1 minute timer can really help you think fast and help you assess what you want to do and when. Okay, but it's important that don't feel like you're being rushed, especially if you are new to brain dumping. Trust me, when I first started brain dump, it's like, the 1 minute timer, what do I do? So, really, the 1 minute timer, what do they say? I think it's Parkinson's law. The amount of time you give to something is how long you're going to take to do it. So, if you say, oh, I've got all week to do something, guess what? It'll take you all week, or you'll procrastinate first half of the week and then do it last minute. But if you say, you know what, I'm going to take 30 minutes to do this task, you give yourself that time frame, you watch, your brain actually goes, hey, let's quickly do this in 30 minutes or 45 minutes. So make sure that with the timer, if it's I'm going too fast or it's not enough time, you can always go back. All right, so where are we? Um, Celia says, ooh, I used to do that too. It can be extremely overwhelming, right? I've learned to prioritize my brain dumps to get rid of the overwhelm. Exactly. And that's, because that's a lot of the things that especially for us women, there was actually a study done by, I've forgotten the doctor's name, but it's called the Superwoman Schema. Now, a lot of the women that she studied were from the African American community, but it still applies to all cultures, all right, and to all what's the word I'm trying to say? All other cultures. Okay, so what it is we as women actually do 3 times more caregiver, unpaid caregiver work than men. Okay, so we put everybody else in front of our needs because that's just the way we have been taught. Our society, our culture, even from a young age, look after the baby doll, right? Feed the baby doll, and then as you grow older, get married, have children, or caregiver of the young ones, are elderly. And so the women, 3 times more non-paid caregiver work, and we put ourselves last, if that, on the list. And then what happens is when we go, oh, I better take care of myself, self-care, then we feel guilty because then, oh, if I'm taking that time instead of caring for someone else. And then other times is if we let some other people, maybe take over or delegate, they don't do it the way we want to. And so we just go, let's do it all ourselves. And so, of course, our list of things to do gets longer and longer and longer. And a brain dump will help us realize, you know what? I don't need to do all of this on my own. I can always ask for help. Okay, so really important that we are asking for help, that we are looking after ourselves. Let's quickly have a look. Melinda says, my brain dumps have been so very helpful in reducing my stress level. I love that. Where is my little, where is it? I have a, way. I also do find it helpful to do it alongside like-minded people. Thank you, everyone. Yes, because you know what? If we have to do it on our own, sometimes we don't. It's like, oh, I'll do that later. But when there are other people, just like you lovely people here, it makes you want to do it more because while you're doing it, you get to chat as well. We get to hang out with each other. I agree. It also makes it a little bit more fun too, right? You'll get to find out Marianne's little analogies and her brain fog's happening live, so it's really, really important. Okay, so what is next? Let's quickly have a look. See, this is where my brain dump comes in very helpful. I don't have to remember the steps. I don't have to take that space in my brain trying to remember what's next because I just look at my guide. Okay, so even me who do this every single week and help you, my plannerettes do it, I don't have to remember which colors comes next because I have my guide right here. So the next one is yellow, all right? So what is yellow? Future plans and ideas. So if you're a creative person or you've got like Tracy, got lots of things, happening for the holidays, but it's sometimes what happens is I've got to do this for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for New Year, birthdays are coming up, and then we're holding on to that. But when we brain dump it and then go, you know what? I have it down on paper, and I know every single week I'm going to go through my brain dump and review my planner pages. I can trust myself that when it comes time to look into those, I can always now go, oh, there's some stuff that I said will be for later for the month, and then I'm now going to go and action it because it matters for that moment. All right, so really, really important. Hello, Irene. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Starting from the beginning. All right. So, Irene, if you're well, actually, if she's starting from the beginning, she'll probably come. I normally, when I miss live streams, apart from the timer, I put it on ×2 speed so then I can catch up. So if you're ever late, just put me on ×2 speed. I'm going to talk like this. I'm really fast, and then slow it down for the timer session. Okay, let's quickly have a look. All right, so like I said, if it is your first time brain dumping, it may take you a little bit longer, and that is perfectly okay. All right, like anything new, it takes time and it takes practice. All right, any habits we do, it takes practice. All right, it's called practice, not perfection. So it'll take time. You'll get better at it. One brain dump session, you may need 20 minutes. You may need 30 minutes because you've been, we cannot predict what life is going to bring along with it. Okay, so but the more you do it, the better you will get at it, knowing what matters most to you right now. And you will start to prioritize accordingly, which is really going to be helpful. So far, we've done today, categorized for today and tomorrow, for the week, for the month. Now, if you still have lots of things uncircled or not highlighted, the next one is you're going to look at things we need to do for the future. Okay, so what is it that I have written down that is not within the next 30 days, but I'd love to look into? Maybe, holidays, parties, buying presents or things like that. So I'm going to use yellow. I don't think I have anything left because what I normally do, because I have been doing this already, on a regular basis, anything that I have written down for future dates, let me show you because I did move planner. Anything that I have written down for future dates in the past, I write it down. So for the month, for the new month, I'm going to go back through all my old brain dump, carry over anything that I may not have missed. So see, I'll put a little big cross through it so then I don't have to review that anymore. So let me quickly just flip back. So this is my October. Okay, nothing. So I've gone through all of that. I have to just check maybe something there. I haven't crossed it. So my end of month, I just go through my brain dump. I'll go see what else is on here. Maybe I'll take my minute and review this and then carry over. But if there's anything that I have written down, I put it in my future log. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions at all because I'll give different tips and strategy along the way that may not be part of our normal brain dumping session. So you got anything still not circled? Yellow, anything that you need to look into for later on after the next 30 days. So either November, December, or January. Future plans and ideas that you want to make sure you don't forget, so then that way you can go back and remind yourself. Let us go for the next one. Okay, so because I hadn't didn't write anything new in my, let me just move that. I didn't write anything new to circle for my future plans. I started using that time to review my old brain dumps. So some of them I've already actioned and I'm just crossing off. So then that way I don't have to worry about them. So then that is what I do when it comes to future plans. Circle in yellow. So I'm going to show you that now. There's some stuff that I had written. Not any, I don't need to look at it for the next month, but I'd like to make sure that I remember it. Okay. So how are we going? Are we going good? So far, so good. How is your brain dump categorization looking like? You've got your stuff for today, tomorrow. You've got your stuff for the week. You've circled things for the rest of the month or the next 30 days. You have circled things for your future. Now, if your brain dump leaned more toward feelings rather than tasks, so feelings and emotions, that is completely okay. All right. So it's really important that you don't judge what's in your head and what you write down. Now, it's always better to have those thoughts out of your head rather than, having it inside and letting them swirl around inside. Because I don't know about you, when I don't write them down, or I don't take time to do self-care activity or do a reset or take a break, that is when it snowballs. Marianne, you're no good. You're a failure. Look at you. Why are you feeling behind? But when you get them down on paper, it allows you, first of all, to give yourself that little bit of relief and release. Okay. And so it's important that when you do brain dump, don't just think it's all your tasks and to-dos. Everything. Brain dump everything. Lots and lots of stuff. Feelings, tasks, to-dos, ideas, adventures you want to do. Okay, so you might also notice worries or those self-doubt or heavier thoughts in there. So if you're like me, October was full of, mental burnout, feeling like I'm falling behind. Felt like failing. I feel like what's happening. Okay. Those are the things that you should also be writing down because they are valid. They're there for a reason. Our thoughts, feelings, and all these are messages to us. Okay. They're neither good nor bad. They're just an effect of, or a reaction to what's happening in your world or what someone may have said, or your environment. Okay, so when you spot those kinds of thoughts, I want you to pause and ask yourself, okay, whether is this really true? Am I really a bad person? Am I really an inconsiderate friend? Am I really a bad mom? Am I really a nagging wife? These are my thoughts. So just to let you know, these are the thoughts that pop in my head when it comes to feelings, okay? If it isn't true, I want you to grab your marker. This for me, it's on the brain dump guide, it says red, but for my zebra marred liner, there's no red, so I'm using the pink, okay? If what you have written down, if you have written down any negative talk, I want you to ask yourself, is it really true? If it isn't, cross it off. If you said, I'm no good, just go, well, actually, I am good. I just had an off day or an off month, or I'm a bad mum. Look, I lost my temper. I screamed at the kids, but I'm a good mum. I'm a loving mum. Okay, so if you have any thoughts like that, which you know is not true, I want you to cross it off. Cross it off with a big red mark, or just, cover it. Okay, I do not want you to carry it with you into November. We already have enough real things, okay, not untruths, real things to manage without creating extra untruths for ourselves. So for the feelings that are valid but need more space, so if there's some stuff there that you go, you know what, this is what I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling lonely, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling anxious thoughts. For those feelings that are valid but need more space, I want you to make a little small note beside them. Okay, so then you can come back to them later. So today's brain dump is for the practical side, our tasks and to-dos. But I don't want you to dismiss those feelings and thoughts. Come back to it and another time, maybe when you've got a little bit more space, when you have a little bit more clarity, you've had a bit of rest, so then you can go and look at them. And sometimes I've put down feelings and thoughts that's in my head that I don't have the energy for, that I don't want to face yet. And I've allowed myself to do that. I don't have to go and face them. I don't want to. You know how I want to be like, no, I don't want to yet. I don't want to, because it might hurt a little bit. But it's important that you get it out, so then that way it's not in there. It's not gathering that momentum. So make a small note beside them for you to come back later. Okay, let's quickly have a look. Tracy says, honestly, I love this way of planning. The categorizing things actually helps. All I say to myself is that's not a today, tomorrow, or this week problem. Exactly, right? So who knows my backpack and bricks analogy? Say me. Put up your hand or say me in the chat right now if you know Marianne's backpack analogy. Okay, so if you can imagine you are carrying a backpack. Okay, some backpacks may be a little bit bigger than others. Some backpacks, maybe those tiny little ones. Okay, so if you can imagine the size of the backpack is based on your energy, your capacity. Okay, so sometimes you can carry a big backpack, one of those, hiking backpacks. Sometimes just a little one, because you may not be feeling well physically, emotionally, or mentally. So I'm just going to carry a little backpack. Okay, in that backpack is your stuff that you need to do or look at for the week. And have a think of bricks. Bricks, okay, are the tasks and to-dos that you are going to carry with you for the week. All right, so just imagine. Can you imagine? All right, we've got this to do today, this to do tomorrow, this for the week, and you're, oh my goodness, the backpack is running out of room. You can't fit everything in that backpack for the week. So you have to take some stuff out. Or some of those things may be heavy. You don't want to carry heavy things with you throughout the week, because what's going to happen? That's when the burnout, that's when the stress, that's when the overwhelm comes in. Only carry bricks, which are your tasks, to-dos, and things you want to look into that you can fit into that backpack. This week's backpack may be smaller than next week's backpack, because it depends on your capacity, your energy, your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. We cannot carry the same backpack every time, because we're not the same every time, right? Things are changing. So if you have too many bricks in your backpack that you can't zip it up, guess what? You have to let a few things go. You might have to go, this brick, I can look at that, I'll carry that next week, just like Tracy said, or next month. Or this brick, you know what? Hand it over to your kids. Here, help mom, look after it. Ask your partner, ask your boss, can someone else carry this brick? Can someone else do this task, because I already have too much on my to-do list. Just because it's on your task or your brain dumped it does not mean it's you that has to actually execute it or follow up. Ask for help, delegate, or move it later down the track. So let's have a look. Who knows my analogy? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay. Laura knows my backpack analogy. So just think your task and to-dos for the week. First of all, how big is the backpack you're carrying with you for the week? Okay. Not every week is the same. Not every week you have the energy or you have the capacity. So I love that Tracy loves this type of planning, because a lot of times, we go by what our planner says. Oh, there's a to-do list there, so we better fill it up. Oh, there's, the time blocking, but it doesn't take into account how we are feeling, what we are mentally, physically, and emotionally carrying with us. So categorizing it like this allows us to go and see, you know what? I can't carry all of those this week. Maybe the things that I said I would like to do for tomorrow, maybe I'll make that a blue one, make that for the later on in the week. Or you know what? I can't look at that things for this week. I'm going to look at it for next week or later in the month. So I want you to go and picture what backpack are you carrying with you this week. If it's a smaller one, you can't carry too many things. So give yourself the kindness and grace, right? You wouldn't go and if you see someone struggling, with that, you've seen someone, you need help with that, okay? But because we keep it all in our head, we think we can do it all. We're not allowing others to help us, or helping ourselves by delegating it. Let's have a look. Unfortunately, I have a 1-year-old. Can't wait to pay it forward and be like, you get to do it. Let's see, what can we do for the 1-year-old? The 1-year-old, yeah, they can't do much, can they? They can look cute. How about, maybe some of your self-care time is just enjoying the moment. I'm one of these that I like when they're messy. When the kids are messy, it's like I'm always my firstborn was like I was always wiping the spaghetti and like making, it's like maybe sometimes let them be messy. Okay, so now what are we doing next? So it says here, plan for the new week. Make sure I've got here. Yes, so actually before we start looking for planning for the new week, like I said, if you do have any let me just quickly have a look. If you do have any thoughts and feelings that you've written down, go write a little note beside it and schedule a few quiet minutes this week to reflect, to journal, or to do something gentle for yourself. Or give yourself also the permission that, you know what, I've written it down, it's out of my head, down on paper. I may not be able to look at it, so I might look at it in another time. Give yourself that kindness, okay? So what I want you to do is, let me quickly, so if you have anything written down, that's where I was going. Grab your red marker. If it's not true, I want you to cross it off, okay? Cross it off. It does not, you don't need to carry it for next week. You are doing enough. You are great. You are doing the best you can. And if the best you can today is just getting up and having a shower, that is progress. That's enough, and that's self-care. All right, so I'll put a 1-minute timer on the screen for you to go and cross off or write a little note if you have written any emotions and feelings. Let's go. Okay, all right, so that's my brain dump. How's your brain dump looking? Isn't that a little bit more colorful? And it's like we've gone and grouped them together. It's not so cluttered. Remember, before this, we had a plain brain dump page. We took time to get everything out of our head. We wrote it down. It was all jumbled up because we're not judging, we're not filtering, we're not making it neat, we're not making it pretty. Although for me, I have now discovered that I like to write things down in a column. So then that way, because again, that's just the way my brain works. And so it's easier for me to go and, when you have to categorize, to just go up and down the columns. Okay, so that's for me. And then we went and categorized using our colorful markers, because who doesn't love using our markers and how making things pretty? Okay, this is part of self-care, making it pretty. And now look, we just go, oh, there we go. That looks good. That looks, on its own. It's just, it's somehow, it's not as cluttered as it was before. Okay, so it's now that we've categorized, what we're going to do is we're going to go look at, what to do for the next week. Okay, so we're going to go look at the next week. But before we do, I saw you see Melinda there. I had my girls start on the chores they could do from when they started to walk. They were encouraged to tidy their toys away after playing with them. As they go older, they were given more chores. Exactly. So for the 1-year-old, just give mama kisses, make her mama go and cuddle. So all those things. So give mama kisses. I love it. Yes, Erica, you have got this. You've got this with the 1-year-old. Yeah, enjoy their moments, enjoy their little moments, being so little and helpless. And because then if you're like me, and then the Facebook reminders, and you go, oh, I miss them being that little. I've got 2 boys, an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old, and when the Facebook shows when they're all like faces are all meshy with spaghetti, and then the other one, Mom, can I use the vacuum cleaner? Of course. And guess who got to do the vacuum vacuuming when he was in elementary and primary school? He got to do the vacuuming. You loved it so much when you're little, you get to do it every week. And now he doesn't want to do it. He's 18 and he's going, rah, 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 rah. So it's really important. Yeah, you've got this, Tracy. I love this. Okay, so now let's talk about the running to-do list. Okay, so let me just pop this. This running to-do list is from my shop, so it's not part of the freebie. This is based on the Alistair method, where you keep one simple list of tasks and mark which day, as you can see on mine. Okay, so it's one list only, and then on one side you've got the days of the week, and then these are all your to-dos, appointments, events, habits, and routine, but only for the 1 week. And we go, but Marianne, I've got lots of stuff on my to-do list. Okay, well, no, because now we've categorized them for today, tomorrow, and for the week. Okay, so then you'll go and note down which day you would like to do them. And by using a running to-do list just like this, you are going to see visually how much you are putting on your plate on particular days. Okay, so it's really important. Thanks, ladies. Yes, you've got this, Tracy. You've got this, the 1-year-old. But yeah, just cherish those moments, because when they're 18, you go, oh, I wish they were little again. And you can pinch their faces, and you can actually, they'll listen to you because they're not, can't move anywhere. But now they go off and do their own stuff. Okay, so the beauty of the running to-do list is its simplicity. So instead of having lots of tasks and here, and you got post-it notes, and you got this, and you got that, and everything else, you have one, as the name suggests, running to-do list. Okay, so you've got everything for the week on one clear page. Now it's going to keep things easy to see because it's a bird's eye view. All right, you're not having to go, what else do I've got to do? Okay, it keeps everything one page. It's easy to track, and it's going to help you focus on what truly matters for the week without the overwhelm. Now, if you would like to know how to use the running to-do list, guess what? I've got a video of it. Okay, so I think I put it already in the description. Did I miss something? Oh, you, Brenda, thank you so much. So the eCam that I live stream with doesn't recognize the emoji, but I'm looking at the flying pear character flying in the air, smile on his face. Whoosh! Yes, thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful super sticker, Brenda. Bye, everyone. Got to go. Bye, Melinda. Kia ora. See you next time. Thank you for being here. So like I said, you have got the running to-do list video. It explains in more detail that I can't cover on this, or else we can go on forever. And I know some of you are already getting into your bedtime hour. So yes, so the running to-do list, I think I do have that in. If it's not, look for this, look for this video, okay? So that it will walk you through how to use the running to-do list printable step by step, and you can watch that. You'll find the link in the description. But and also, of course, if you want the printable, did I put that? Yeah, it's in the chat right now, and make sure to also check the link in the description. All right, so really important. Thanks for all that you share, and thank you for being here. I love you when you guys keep me company. You make my world a brighter place, and with my funny little analogies and funny little voices too. Yes, we need each other. We so need each other, because sometimes if we do it alone, we think we're alone. We're not. We're all might be going through different challenges, different life circumstances, but we all need to make sure we connect with kindred spirits, like-minded people. And if you're also like me, who work from home, not working with other people anymore, you know, in an office environment, it can get so isolating, and you can feel lonely even sometimes when you have people around you. So it's important that you keep showing up, not just for the people around you, but more so for yourself, because you deserve it. You deserve to be happy and be looked after. All right, so where are we? So let's plan for the week. Okay, so in the running to-do list, guess what we're going to do now that we've sorted our brain dump? It's time to transfer the things that are in green. So whatever you highlighted or colored in for today and tomorrow, as well as the blue for the week. And then what's going to happen is, if you find that you are filling up your running to-do list and you have run out of space, you're carrying too many bricks, because you need to allow for space. You should not be able to fill in your running to-do list. Now, this is not, of course, the only thing you'll do for the week, because things are going to come up unplanned. That is why you need to leave breathing space. You think you might take you an hour or an hour and a half to do a task. It may take you 3 hours. So you need to allow for breathing room, not just for you to with your self-care, but also your task and to-dos. So what I want you to do is, if you don't have the running to-do list, just write it down on a list like this, and then maybe create yourself 7 columns on the sides. But really, just keep it on one list. And then if you go, Marianne, I can't keep it on one list, that's when you have to start prioritizing. You may have to cross off some stuff and move them to next week. Because if you find, look, if you can do 2 pages of tasks and to-dos, and of course you're managing through it, you're not stressing yourself out, you're not burning yourself out, and you also take your breaks, your time off, connecting with other people. If you can do all of that, then of course do that. You need to do what works for you. But if you go, I've got 2 pages of tasks and to-dos, and then by Wednesday you're feeling down, you're feeling low, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling burnt out, this is when it's good to start practicing to keep it to 1 page. Okay, so transfer everything across. Take the task you've marked for today, tomorrow, and this week only, and add them to a running to-do list. 1 page. That's the key, because when you spread yourself multiple pages, you're going to be like me before I started doing this, overwhelmed, and you're going to feel heavy again. So all the good work you've done, brain dumping, categorizing, you're putting more bricks onto your backpack, and you now can't zip it up, and then oh, well, it's okay, Marianne, I'll carry it. I've still got 2 hands, I'll carry it on there. Or, you know, you might go, I'll get another bag. No, don't do that, because you might be able to do it this week, but next week you won't, because you have put too much pressure on yourself. Okay, so are you ready? Everything for me in green and in blue, in no particular order. So don't worry about if you write things for the week first. No, because this is where you've got the columns. Write everything down you've circled. Let's have a look. Let's quickly have a look. I love the running to-do list and the list of stuff. I love it. You're very welcome, Elle. Hello, Sabrina. Nice to see you. Now I know what those blank stickers can be used for. Thank you. Yes, exactly. So this is really good. So sometimes you know how you get that, that bright spark of going, now I know what to do with those, markers and stickers and stationery that we've been holding on to. And Sabrina, is this your first time here? If so, welcome. Nice to see you, and thank you for joining myself and the wonderful plannerettes. Oh, hey, Sabrina. Nice to see you. Thank you. All right. So, what we're going to do, we're going to plan for the week. Write everything down. Grab your pen. If you don't have the running to-do list, just put it on one page. Don't flip over to the next page, because then if next week you go, Marianne, I felt so stressed. But of course, if this is your first time, we'll take it easy. We'll be nice and kind, just the same way you are going to be nice and kind to yourself. It takes practice. Okay, let us go. Now I'm going to put 5 minutes on the timer. So then that way you can go and just relax, grab yourself your water. Make sure you're hydrating. And then write down things to do for the week only. Let's Okay, so that's what I have done. Let me just so I looked at my green, which is my today, tomorrow, and my blue. When I transferred them onto my running to-do list, I just got a black marker and just crossed it off. Why? So then I don't have to look. So then when I refer to my brain dump page again later for the things for later on in the month or future, I don't have to read through the same thing. So I'm giving my future self a little bit of ease by just going, no, no, man, you don't need to look at that anymore because we've transferred it into our running to-do list. So as you can see, all my greens and blues I have crossed off because I have written them down here. Now, some of you might go who are new to my channel and might go, man, you've written it down there and you've got to write it again. This is how I manage my overwhelm. I can get so overwhelmed that I can freeze and not do anything for 2 to 3 days because it allows my negative thinking, my self-doubt come in. So these are the things that I need to do to help myself. It's like saying, if we use the laundry analogy, it's like saying, why are you washing your socks again? They're still fine. Use them again for next week. You know, it's like you got to clean them or else they got to start getting stinky, right? It's the same way. Maybe your brain dump won't be stinky, but this is the way I manage my overwhelm. Now, I'm not diagnosed, but I think what they call it neurospicy. Okay, I can be so hyper focused on one thing and let go of some other things, and then I can be fine for 2 weeks. My husband's actually said every 6 weeks I see you, go really well, do well, do work and everything. Then you'll get in this moment of self-doubt and crying. I don't want to be going every 6 weeks having that type of emotional cycle. So this helps regulate me. This helps regulate my emotion and help regulate the overwhelm that I sometimes most times give myself when it comes to my tasks and to-dos and trying to be that superwoman schemer. Look, it took me, right? It took me 20, 30 years of thinking that I have to do everything myself. It took me 20, 30 years of having that dialogue in my head that I'm no good, that someone else is better. Why can't you be that person? It took me 20, 30 years of doing well one week and then falling flat on my face the next week. I don't want to be in that position anymore. Yes, it's taken a little bit of time for me to learn myself. I turned 50 at the beginning of the year, but I now have this moment from here, from this moment. Who did that? Is that Shania Twain? From this moment, right? From this moment, I can change the path. I don't have to walk the same path I used to for 20, 30 years. It's going to take a while because that habit, that thinking, that mentality, that way I used to do it is ingrained in there. So now I have to remind myself to reframe, flip the switch, whatever you want to call it, and start giving myself new skills until I get better at not having to write things down over and over again. Then for the moment, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to write it again and again. It's like riding a bike when you first take off the training wheels. I'm not going to get it right the first time. And for me, writing it here, then writing it there, and guess what? I'm going to write these again in my weekly or my daily planner. This is just the way that I can help my future self not to get overwhelmed. Because if I go and Wednesday comes and I'm feeling down, guess what? I close the book, right? I got my weekly spread and I'm going, that's too much for me, or my well-being planner, no, I can't do it. Guess what? I'll just take this one page out and go through the list and go, all right, today is Tuesday. What did I say? Past me said what I'll do on Tuesday. Go down that list, even if it's only one thing. So yes, it may take a little bit of time rewriting it over and over again, but this is where the habit and the practice will come in and you will get better at it. All right. So what I did, I wrote it down in no particular order. As you can see, some are for today because I'm here Sunday. Some are for tomorrow, Sunday, tomorrow, Sunday. And then these things here are every day that I would like to do. I want to track my expenses daily. I want to get outside daily. I want to do 100 skips daily. And then the blue stuff, Look, I pointed, I'll do it on Tuesday, I'll do this on Wednesday, I'll do this on Tuesday, I'll do this on Wednesday, okay? And look what I did. I allowed space for things that will come up throughout the week that are not planned for. Now, before you go and just leave it at that, it's important that we also talk about self-care. All right. So self-care needs to also be planned. You need to be intentional with it. It's not one of these things that's an afterthought that I'll do it once I've finished all my tasks and to-dos. That's where we are burning ourselves out because we go, oh, I feel guilty for taking the time because I still got lots on my to-do list. Guess what? If you have a lot on your to-do list, you need to also have a lot on your self-care activity. Okay? We can plan all the tasks in the world, but if we don't take time to rest, reset, re-energize, everything will start to feel heavier than it needs to. Okay? So even the best laid out plans, if you're not, rested, and rested doesn't mean, like a day off or, having half the day off. Rest can be as simple as a 1 minute breathing, deep breathing, getting up from your desk and filling up your water bottle, going outside and just getting a little bit of sunlight. Plan for those. It's important to plan for them. Now, I don't think I have transferred my self-care to-do list yet, but what you need to do in the Calm and Clear starter kit as well. Let me see. Where did I put it? Where did I put it, people? Okay. In the free Calm and Clear starter kit. So if you haven't yet grabbed yours, it is a freebie. That's right. Marianne, why are you giving all these freebies away? Because the more, where am I going to put this? The more women like us who stop overwhelming ourselves with stress and anxious thoughts and burnout, then the more of us can be here together. Because I know when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I close myself in. I isolate myself because I try not to burden other people. So, hey, it's for selfish reasons. When you're looked after, you're going to feel good. You're going to tune into me. So even if it's for that, right? So in the Calm and Clear starter kit, you get a self-care bingo card that's free. So in that kit, you get the brain dump, okay? You get the brain dump trigger list. You get the brain dump page. And you get a self-care bingo card. There is 25 self-care ideas on there that you can plan, add into your planner right now. That's as simple as take 1 minute deep breathing, reading a chapter of a book, watching a few episodes of your favorite show, saying no to something that's not urgent. So there is no excuse that we don't know what to do. So what you can do, so here I've got my get outside. Okay, so where's my get outside? Go for a 10-minute walk. Guess what I've done? I've already put that there. Get outside. So have a look. Okay, get outside. What sort of thing do you like to do? Tell me in the chat right now. What sort of self-care, simple self-care activity do you like to make sure you plan for? Not an afterthought. Don't feel guilty. Because if you feel guilty about it, that means you are not going to help look after everybody else because you are not well. What do they say? Oxygen mask on yourself first. You can't pour from an empty glass. All that stuff. Okay? I'm loving it. Laura is loving it. I'm loving it too. Let's edit this background. Let's edit this background. Ta-da! There we go. I'm loving it. I'm loving it too. Okay. So what is the self-care activity that you are going to plan for yourself this week, today? And it can be the same one over and over again. You don't have to go and come up with all different ideas. If you want to, even better. Okay. Meditation. I love it. Meditation. Yes, I do my meditation in the morning. I love that. Okay. Drink water. Have they eat a piece of fruit. That's self-care and wellness activity. So make sure you are adding that in to your running to-do list. Okay? So let me know, do you have any question with the running to-do list? Planning. Yes, planning is important because then what do they say? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Right? I love that, Sabrina. So make sure you are taking the time to, whether it's embellishing your cover pages. Did you see my November cover page? Right? Whether it's embellishing your cover pages or making your November calendar pretty with washi tapes. Okay. Don't just plan for the task and to-dos. Because you gotta, it's for me, once when I had my mental breakdown in 2020, beginning of 2023, it was only after then that I realized me planning in my planner and embellishing my cover pages, making it pretty, whatever pretty looks to you. So for you, it might just be minimal, okay? That was my self-care. That was my time off because I enjoy colorful markers and stationery and stickers, just like Sabrina, with all those stickers that we don't know what to use. Embellish it, just pop it onto your page, okay? So really important that you plan for your time. You are important. Why are we putting ourselves on our last on the list? Or sometimes we don't even put ourselves on the list. Let's make sure we are kind to ourselves. Let's be our own best friend. Marianne, you're looking good today. Oh, I thank you, Marianne. Okay. And then look after yourself. Really important. Comb my hair nightly. Sounds like, but I often forget. Yeah, I know I used to as well. And then that's when the tangle and I think the breakages happened. Hello, Mary Ali. Nice to see you. Hello, Elle. I love it. Wacky. Yes. Not wacky because it's self-care. It's looking after yourself. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so really important that you plan for the little things. So then that way it's your little breather. It's you releasing that pressure cooker. It's you turning off your phone, if it's overheating, or your computer. It's you plugging in the charger onto your phone and leaving it to charge. We sometimes look after our devices so much better than our own. So in your self-care bingo card, if you haven't printed yours out yet, I want you to pick one or two to schedule them in your planner, just like you would any other appointment, just any other phone call or any Zoom calls that you got to make, or any meetings. Okay, that is what makes the difference, is when you're planning it and being intentional, not just taking a break when you're already burnt out. So if you're already burnt out, it means you've been working at it for too long. Okay, remember, the times that you feel like you don't have time for a break are usually when you need one the most. Just the same way, if you're thirsty, it means you're dehydrated. So we need to top it up all the time, not just wait until the end. So even 10 minutes to slow down can completely change the tone of your week. Okay, so really, really important. Okay, plannerettes, my dear plannerettes, here's the quick recap of what we covered today. First, we got everything out of our head, down on paper. Don't filter, don't overthink, just write it down. And then we sorted it out, right? We categorized it. We decided what needs attention for today, tomorrow, and during the week. And then at the same time, looked at things we need to do for the month, or any ideas or any untruths, things we've been saying to ourselves that it's not true. Then we moved everything onto a running to-do list. So then that way we're keeping everything for today, tomorrow, and the week on one page. So you can actually see what matters. Look, it's there. You're not going, and see how I've done these little dots. So on the running to-do list, you've got these keys of what these little markings. So dot is when would you like to action them. So the today, tomorrow, it's just deciding, is it for today or tomorrow? The rest of the week, have a look. And what happens when you start to go and mark down when you would like to do them, you get to see how many tasks you have for each day. So don't put too many tasks on the day that you already have a lot. And don't put tasks on the days where you are supposed to have a day off. Okay, a lot of us, I know, it's our day off. So what do? We do the laundry, we do the cleaning, we do the shopping, we do this. And then we don't take a break. That is why we actually have days off. I mean, there was, the labor laws of working only 8 hours a day, because in the past, employers work the employees. They found without the break, without the annual leave, without the holidays, people got sick more often or overwhelmed. They don't turn out for work, and then that costs the company money. So what do they do now? They got with the labor laws, so then that way the employees are being looked after, same way that you need to do for yourself. You need to look after yourself as if you were your own employee. Give yourself the day off. Don't give yourself too many tasks, maybe one or two in the morning, but then go have a coffee. Okay, keep it to one page so you can actually see the things that matter for the week. And finally, make time for your self-care. Be intentional about it. 5 minutes, 10 minutes to pause can make you feel a lot lighter. Okay, so that is your gentle reminder. Clear your mind, focus on what matters, and take care of you. So I've got a question for you. I love questions. If you could describe the start of your week with one word, what would it be? Especially after today's brain dump. Okay, what would you like your start of the week to be? One word. For me, I just want it to be calm. Calm, and just walk into it without rushing, without the pressure, without the weight, without the heavy backpack. Okay, for me, it's gonna be calm. So tell me in the chat right now, what is it that you're going to do? Nice to see you as well. All right, so while one word, while you're thinking of it, I'm going to just quickly check the chat. Hi, Marielle. So happy to see you. Doing great. Oh, where did we go? Where are we going over here? Let's go over here. Let's put you over here. Okay, doing great. I love it. I love it. Nice to see you too. Happy November, everyone. Irene says, I think I'll take myself to the park for a picnic. Grab a snack and book to eat. Oh, I love that. I've done that before. My husband and I would bring our Scrabble. I'll Scrabble to a picnic and then he'd make us sandwiches. I love that. Laura says, organize. Yes, Laura saw my little on Instagram. I did a real organizing. Sabrina says, prepared. Oh, I love that. Calm, definitely. So 2 for calm, L and I. Calm, taking it easy. I love it. Okay, so for those of you that are watching on the replay, please make sure you also answer. Okay, because sometimes when we type things in, it helps solidify it. We carry it forward into our week. Oh, that's right. A reminder, I'm going to go into the new week with calm. All right, so plannerettes, that brings us to the end of our brain dump and reset for November. Now, my Sunday, for those of you who are watching in the US, it's your your Saturday. But make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit that bell, so then that way you'll get notified when I'm on, especially with the daylight saving changes. It all puts us out of whack. Okay, so we've cleared the clutter from our head. Okay, this is already for tomorrow. So for those of you that know, I do my Monday Plan With Me live stream. So today we've cleared the clutter, sorted what matters, and make space to start the week with more clarity. And tomorrow we're going to turn it into something practical. I'm going to go live again with November weekly setup and reset. And we're going to take this brain dump we did today and build it into a calm, balanced plan for the week ahead. So we'll tidy up our planner pages after the Halloween chaos. Okay, migrate what still matters from last week and set a fresh spread together with color, washi tape, and a few mindful pauses to check in. Okay, so make sure to hit that subscribe button, please, and hit that bell so you won't miss out when I'm on, because sometimes the time zone can even confuse me, and I'm the one setting up the thing. All right, so thank you. Irene says prepared as well, so 2 prepared. I love that. Okay, so before we finish, I just want to say thank you for showing up for yourself today. Okay, it's really important that you taking this time to slow down, clear your mind is something most of us skip. I know I've skipped it for a long time. And look, it really does matter that you just pause and take time for yourself. When we step into November, try to hold on to that one word feeling that you just wrote, the calm, organized, prepared. Okay, make sure that you are stepping in with calm and clarity that we have created together today. Okay, so be gentle with yourself. So even if you do write in more than one page of your to-do list, be kind to yourself. You're just making progress, you're practicing. Okay, and give yourself credit for showing up. And remember, progress does not need to be perfect. Okay, so I would love to end the show with a positive note. So what I want you to do right now is fill the chat with a few kind parting words for each other and for yourself. Maybe a thank you, a word of encouragement, or just a tiny little goodbye. Let's light up the screen with kindness for each other before we close off. Those of you who are tuning in tomorrow, I will see you in the live chat. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye.